Hello and thanks for stopping by the channel today. In today's video, we are going shopping. We're going into Kirkland today. Now that's a store I don't go in very often, but the reason I'm going in is because I spotted something in the window that said that they are now a part of Bed Bath & Beyond. Did you know that? I did not know that. I missed that announcement. But anyway, I'm going in to check it out because what that tells me is that they will now accept Bed Bath & Beyond coupons, or at least that's what we want to check out. So let's go in there and see what's going on in here. I always liked Bed Bath & Beyond, and when they went out of business, they immediately came back in partnership with Overstock. I've since learned that Overstock actually bought them and changed Overstock's name to Bed Bath & Beyond. It's a lot going on with this. They also bought the Container Store, or they partner with the Container Store, Bye Bye Baby, and now Kirkland. So let's see what this is all about. And one thing we see is they have fallen into fall. They have all kinds of fall decor out here now. They have some that is on sale, some that's excluded from the sale, but they've got all of the pumpkins out. They've got the fall throws and all types of tabletop decor, pillows, you name it. They've got the store all ready for the next season. And despite the sign that we saw on the window when we came in talking about the 20% coupon, that was for a limited time apparently. So not sure what's going to happen with that. So stay tuned. One thing that I was wondering if I would see are things that I would typically see at Bed Bath & Beyond, like some small appliances and more dishes and things like that. But so far, the store is looking very much like Kirkland has always looked. They have artwork. They always had that. They had decorative boxes and books and, all types of tabletop decor and everything. And Kirkland has always gone all out for the fall season. And I see that this year is no different. Kirkland has never been a part of my regular rotation only because their decor tends to lean a little bit more farmhouse for me. But I do enjoy their vessels. I have found some beautiful vessels in here over the years. So I absolutely love coming in here to look at those. They also have some pretty good sales in here from time to time, so I always come in seeking those out too. Here's a nice little pillow here with the beading on it. If you like those very festive type pillows for the fall season, that's in a neutral color, so I do like that about it. They also have some pillows in the blue color. We're seeing a lot of blue this fall, so same thing here. This one is $39.99 for this pillow. Not bad. It's got beautiful detailing on it. I love that little woven vessel that's next to that as well. They've got the blue and white decor and all of these things. You see that they have some 50% off coupons for, so that's a good thing. These are doorbuster sales. We normally don't see doorbusters until we get closer to Black Friday, so that's interesting, but they've got them in here today. They have lots of pumpkin themed items like these pillows and the wall art here, so if you'd like to change your artwork out for the season, Kirkland's may have something that you might enjoy. And like I said, some of these items are on sale. Kirkland always has an abundance of wreaths, and this year's no different. They have them almost all the way up to the ceiling. You can get a good deal on a wreath if they're on sale here, but other than that, they tend to be a little bit more on the pricier side, like $49.99, $39.99, that type of thing. So here we are looking at some more of their tabletop decor over here. I love that white jar there. That's really nice. The little knot, I call it a little knot there. Those are really nice. You're seeing those pretty much everywhere. Now, these items over here are 30% off. And so far, I'm not seeing anything that changes this store at all from when they were just Kirkland's as opposed to this new acquisition from Bed Bath & Beyond. So that's interesting. Now, I asked one of the sales associates about this purchase from Bed Bath & Beyond and what's changing and everything. She said she didn't know anything, and she was quite annoyed, I guess, because she's not getting the communication that she feels that she should have had. So I found that interesting. Now, I like these table decor pieces here. These are smaller in scale. They're 30% off, but they've got some really nice things here. Those knots, see those again. We see a few marble pieces in here. We see some wooden pieces in here. And then we move over here, and I do see something that is different for Kirkland. They have pajamas. Have you all ever seen pajamas at Kirkland? I haven't. I haven't seen them at Bed Bath & Beyond either, so I don't know. This is something new, but they do have these women's pajama sets here, and they're running about $50. So Yeah, this is what they have. They had some with the football theme and things like that. So that was an interesting little addition to the store. They also had these little woven animals here. And I've seen those at like Pottery Barn and Front Gate. And I was curious, like, how would you style those? But to my surprise, I found a style that was really cute. I love the creativity that comes along with decorating your home and how people come up with different ideas for how to use things, whether it's my style or not. I can respect the creativity of it all. So now I'm over here in the clearance section. So this area has 50% off, then an extra 30% off, but there was really not a whole lot over here. They just had a little bit of everything, but really nothing that caught my eye. They had some vessels, which I do not need, but if you need them, definitely check out the clearance section at Kirkland because they did have some items and you can get them on a good deal. The same is true with pillows. They did have quite a few pillows. It had some wall art, some mirrors, those types of things. So definitely worth checking it out if you're in a Kirkland store. So we can see that despite the purchase from Bed Bath & Beyond, they have kept their identity. At least so far, we're seeing a lot of the same things that we always saw over here at Kirkland's. But me being a curious person that I am, then I went to look at the stock for Bed Bath & Beyond, just wondering like what the health of the company is looking like, what's going on. And to my surprise, their stock is only selling at $5 and some change per share. So if you're into the stock market, you might want to take a risk on it. I don't know. A financial expert, I am not, so I'm just talking. They have these pillows over here, and I was happy to see that they've added a little bit of color over here. So you see some of your reds and some of your deeper browns over here that are really pretty pillow covers and things like that. They also have a lot of throws. Kirkland's has always had a lot of nice throws, really, really nicely priced and very warm. That's a cute little lamp there. I really like that. And so now I'm going to come over here and check out their wall art. Sometimes I have been able to find wall art over here at Kirkland that I like. Most times not, but I like to come over here and look. The first thing that caught my eye was this oversized piece here. But before we go over there, let's look at this clock here. I love that. I like that a lot. I like how they have their art displayed up on the wall so you can really kind of see what they have as opposed to having to just kind of go through the art pieces in racks or whatever. So this is the oversized piece of art. It's $200 for it. I don't know if there was a sale or any discount that you could get on that, but it's a nice little textured piece, very neutral or whatever, to take up a nice long space. They also always have cityscape wall art pictures and floral wall art pictures and things like that. We do see a green tag on here, which does indicate a sale. Still $50 for that, and I think that's a lot for that piece. I like city skylines, but I prefer an abstract city skyline. I just think they're more interesting. I'm not really seeing anything here that is catching my eye to the point that I want to explore it further. Comment below, let me know if you're seeing anything in here. They do have the sales here. We see the tags there, so that's a good thing. But so far, I'm not really seeing anything that's catching my eye. We will be leaving Kirkland and we will be headed over to Burlington. That's another store I don't go in that often, but I just decided let's do some different stores today. So we're going to be leaving out of here after we get done looking at everything. Of course, they have a lot of the fall stems out, and Kirkland does have some nice fall stems. They get nice stems, not just fall, but seasonal stems that they get in. Typically, they do get some nice ones. This is a nice pillow here. I love the color of this sage green. This one is $40 for this as well. I'm all over the place, but that's how I do when I shop in the store. Let's look at these stems. Now, these stems here would be nice for outside. They're made out of that plastic, so they would probably hold up pretty well outside. So if you'd like to add a little bit of faux foliage or greenery or outside your home for the fall season, these might be good. I thought they were pretty anyway. Nothing else is really catching my eye here. I don't know if this is like all of their fall items or if they'll have more that will be coming out, but this is what they had for today. I don't know if I mentioned, but they do also have a lot of fall candles out. I've never been a fan of Kirkland's candles, though. They've always been very, very pungent to me. And let me just say this too, in all fairness, I'm not a fan of pumpkin spice anything. I do not like the fragrance of it. I just don't like it. So that could be why it is that I don't bond with their candles as much as I love candles. I'm checking out that credenza there because you know I've been on a hunt for a credenza. That's not at all the style or the color that I'm looking for, but it just caught my eye just because that is something that is currently on my radar. Okay, so we can get a closer look at some of these wreaths that they have up. This one is really pretty. I love the color bow that they have on there. They had a lot of them. Like I said, they had them all the way up to the ceiling, so lots to choose from, fully stocked at this time on their wreaths. Nothing caught my eye or anything. I think if I do a wreath this year, I may try to make one or just use one that I already have. I'm sure I have some when I start to pull out my fall decor, which I'll be doing very, very soon. And I really should have done that before I start coming out here looking at fall decor. Because shopping your home is the way to go. Do not go out and purchase these items if you already have them. I'm talking to myself. All right, I think that we have seen all there is to see in Kirkland's today, and so now we're headed over to Burlington. Burlington and Kirkland's are both in the strip center that I go to a lot, that has my Home Goods and my Ross that I like, but I never come in these stores. I mean, it's so rare that I come in here, but today I was just in the mood for something different. First thing that catches my eye is this faux olive tree. Now, this is really, really nice. It was $44 for this, but I thought that was a great deal. Pottery Barn is currently selling one very, very similar for $250. You could get this thing, put it in a larger planter and style it, and you would have the exact same look, if not better, and some money in your pocket, because $200 for this is crazy. Now, one of the reasons that I rarely come in here is because this store is typically not organized really well. They just kind of have a little bit of everything just kind of thrown all around. They really seem to have a lot of staffing issues at this store. Here's another faux plant. Now, to me, this one is not as nice as the other one. It doesn't look as realistic, but it is nice. And if you put it in a larger plant and style it, it will probably look a lot better. It's not bad at all. And for the money, you cannot beat it. I always like to come over and look at their art whenever it is that I do come into a Burlington store, because they do tend to have some oversized pieces of art for not so bad prices. This is a nice size piece of art here. I do see here that Burlington is starting to lean back towards their glam style. It seems like last year they were seeming to depart from that a little bit. Last year you could find a lot of pieces that were, you know, just a little bit more modern and things like that. But so far, what I'm seeing in here today is they're seemingly leaning back into the glam side. So if you like glam decor, glam wall art, things like that, this is definitely a place you want to check out, because they have these pieces here. They're all oversized. They're not bad prices at all for the size that you're getting. They take up a lot of real estate. So I'm just trying to see if I can get the full scale of this so that you can get an idea of what this could look like. Here it is, styled over a credenza with a picture light over it. Very, very nice. And they have wall art of all sizes. So if you're looking for wall art for a bedroom or a smaller space, they have smaller scale pieces as well as the oversized pieces. So that's really nice. And like I said, the prices on them are pretty good. I hope that you all are enjoying this walkthrough of the Kirkland store and the Burlington store. If you are, this will be a good time for you to hit that subscribe button if you're not currently subscribed, because we do this all the time. We go to all the stores looking around, seeing what they have in. So if you're not currently subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Keep watching. This is a beautiful piece here. I would love this styled like in a home office or a hallway. That is gorgeous. It's $60 for this piece, but it's a nice size and it's really pretty. And Burlington's also has wreaths and things like that. The quality of them is going to be a little bit different, but so is the price. So these are running $17.99. They're not very full. They're like the half of the wreath is with the florals on them with the grapevine. Very, very easy to make. This will be a very, very simple DIY. Whether or not you can make it these days for $17.99 or less is questionable because everything has gone up. But they do have them, and they also have some stems in as well. So now I'm coming over here to their tabletop decor, and they have a lot of Halloween things out here. So we'll get past all of that and see what they have in their regular home decor section. And like I said, they're definitely leaning back into their glam era. So I don't know if the styles that they bought out last year didn't work well for them and they decided to go back to what they've always been known for. Not sure what's really going on, but you can see here there's a lot of empty shelves. So I'm thinking that they have some more things coming out. Hopefully they do, and hopefully they'll mix it up a little bit, but this is what they have going on right now. This is a nice little room deodorizer or whatever for a bathroom. I can see this in a guest bathroom. Very, very nice. I just love packaging. This is so pretty to me. They're only $4.99, so not a bad price at all. I don't know what they smelled like, but they were a good price. Last year, Burlington's had a lot of really nice throws, so I wanted to come over here to look at their pillows and throws and see what they had going on over here this year. They do have a lot of pink. I'm seeing a lot of pink in this store. Even back where we were over in the fall decor or Halloween, I saw a lot of pink over there. These are some nice pillows, and I always love when they come in a set of two because I feel like you're just getting a better value. These are $22.99, and you're getting two pillows here, and they have several of them, some pink ones, some beige ones, all neutral colors, so that's nice. I'm spotting one down here that is a very retro pillow. I remember having these when I was a child at home. My mom had these on the sofa, and it's this one here. They came out a few years ago and became kind of popular, but I like them. They're very nostalgic for me. They're like this faux velvet type of feel to them. Very nice little pillows, and they last year they had them in all different colors. They're $14.99 for this one. So now let's check out the throws and see if there's anything interesting down this aisle. They also have window panels and things, but typically the only ones that you can find are like 84 in length, so I typically don't even pay attention to those. I need at least 100, 105 or whatever, so I never find anything, unfortunately, in here. The throws right now is not impressive so far. This one's kind of nice. It's just a black one. It's soft. It's $12.99. Now that I will say, if you can find a throw that you like at Burlington, they typically have some pretty good prices on them, so that's a good thing. Here is a nice oversized bed pillow by the Michael Strahan line, but check out these pillows here. These are also by Michael Strahan. Now these are pretty. I love these, and it comes in a set of two, which is very, very nice, and they're $26.99 for the set. They have the pattern on the one side, and then when you flip them over, they just have this faux velvet on the other side. But styled properly, these could be a whole vibe. I am feeling these. These are very nice. And this bed pillow here is nice. Like if you need to sit up in the bed, I enjoy sitting up in the bed. I love it. So this is nice to put behind your back to support your back so that you can sit up and watch TV or whatever you're doing, working on your computer, whatnot. I love this. And this is also in this very soft material, also by Michael Strahan. I'm trying to find the price on here. It is $29.99 for this piece, but that's nice. It's been a few years, I think, since I've seen a partnership with Michael Strahan and Burlington's, but he has a number of things in the store. Curtain rods here. He's got pillows. He's got wall art throws, all types of things. And they're just throughout the store sporadically. I don't know if he has any clothing or whatever. I've never checked that out, but these are really nice curtain rods here and not a bad price at all for these. Depending on the length, they're running about $25, $30 for a set of two, which is not bad. Well, guys, I am cycling this store now, meaning I'm just walking back around through areas that I've seen before, getting closer looks at some of the things that we saw. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, like I said, be sure to subscribe to the video, hit the thumbs up button. Also hit that post notification bell. That way you can be notified each time I upload additional videos. And to all my returning family members, thank you so, so much for your support. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope that I see you all over here on my next one. Bye-bye.